So I want to share with you guys how much agents actually make selling life insurance. I saw two videos this week. One was a YouTube channel where a guy was trying to get someone to buy their lead generation course because some agent sold like $40,000, spending $100 a day on leads, but he did not talk about this one metric. Another channel that I saw was a guy or gal sharing how much their agent makes a part of their team, but they didn't include this one number that you must track. This is all vanity in the life insurance industry, and I want to share with you guys the real numbers that you actually need to look for to determine how much money you can make as a life insurance agent. So if you're starting out right now as an agent, please watch this video because all the hype, all the vanity that's out there, you need to know this. And then secondly, if you're trying to buy a course because all these people are trying to sell you a course because they're not actually making money as life insurance agents, they're not telling you about this one number, okay? The AP is cool. You can sell 50 grand, but if your placement sucks, you're not gonna make any money. And this is the number that no one wants to talk about when they're talking about how much their agent is making, or they're not talking about how much they're actually keeping in their bank account. Because I did it. I sold 80,000 in a month of AP, and everyone probably thought I was making 80 grand. But I told you, I'm gonna tattle on myself, I did not make 80 grand. I made less than 20 grand profit because my placement rate was so bad, okay? So I lived it, so you guys don't have to live it, okay? So when you look at these vanity metrics, the number one thing that you need to track, I'm gonna give you one promise too. At the end of this video, I'm gonna share with you two ways that you can increase your placement to actually make money that we do inside of our agency, okay? The number one metric that you have to track that's gonna actually determine how much money you make as an agent is called your placement rate, or your issue paid business. Because if I sell, let me give you guys this example and write it down with me. If I sold $100,000 of premiums, I'm going to be on every Facebook group. I'm going to be on every YouTube channel. I'm going to be interviewing everyone, and everyone's going to think I made 100 grand, okay? Because I got the high contract. I only spent a little bit of money on leads. But if I sold 100 grand, but my placement rate was only 20%, which is crazy. You'd be surprised that it's less than 50% in most organizations or most people who sell. If I only had a placement rate of 20%, then actually I only issue paid 20,000. So now I'm on these interviews. People are thinking I make 100 grand, but my placement rate is only 20,000 because I only had a 20% placement. Another example, I had some guy who did over 30,000 in a week, or 40,000 in a week. And I found out the placement rate, when you speak to people or you learn, it's like, it could be 40%. So they sell 50,000 in a week or 30,000 in a week, but you instantly want to account that only 40% of that actually went. Okay, and this is where you actually make your money, is actually selling clients who make their payments so that you can actually pay your bills as an agent. But no one wants to talk about this. The average agent is typically around 50 to 70% in placement, which is terrible. And I want to share with you right now how you can literally just make more money. Our average agent, instead of our final expense call center over the phone at Legacy Family Life, is around, it was last month, it was close to like 80% to upwards of 85%. We even have some agents at 90%, meaning that if 90% of the business that they sell will actually go into force compared to what you probably see in the industry. Now, the way that we're able to do this is by two ways. Number one, so this is going to literally make you more money, is sell policies that actually start immediately. When you're selling final expense insurance, you see all these vanity metrics, but you're also selling people who are typically broke, who don't have a lot of money. So you can sell on the business, but when it comes down to making their payment, if they don't pay it, yeah, it's going to be on the leaderboard. Yeah, you're going to land that interview on YouTube, but did you actually grow your bank account? And the answer is actually no, okay? So take this with a grain of salt. And the way that you do this is get immediate starts. So Miss Betty, we're going to start this policy in the next 24 to 48 hours. Does that sound fair? You want to go for high immediate starts. The more immediate starts, the higher likelihood they're going to make their payment, the more likelihood you're going to get paid and make money. 93.4%, around 94% of our clients who make their first payment in 3 days actually go in force, meaning that your highest likelihood of getting paid, actually making money as a life insurance agent, is within those first 3 days. And then secondly, what we do is you want to sell the best products. If you sell modified policies to people who can actually get day one coverage, you are going to get those replaced. They're not going to make their first payment, and you're going to sell the business. You're going to put that in the Slack channel. You're going to put that in the channel. You're going to be at the top of the leaderboards, but it's not going to go in force because Miss Betty or Mr. Jimmy, whoever you just sold a policy for, probably filled out 5 other lead forms, and they're going to go call someone else, find a better deal at a cheaper price, and get day one coverage, so they don't have to wait 2 years. So be mindful. If you make those two changes, you will actually make money as a life insurance agent. So the number that you have to look for, and I'm tired of seeing, this agent made 50 grand last month. His persistency overall, meaning his 13-month persistency, could be 80%. I mean, yeah, the business that he does actually have going for us could be at 80%, which is awesome. He got paid at one point, but what happened to the business that he actually sold? How much of it actually placed? And if it's 50%, take their 100,000 and cut that in half, okay? And if it's 40%, take the 100,000, they only have 40,000. So the number that no one wants to share, and I'm tired of seeing people being lied to you, is that placement rate. So next time someone tells you, I crushed it in final expense, I made all this money, what's your placement rate? Because that will help you determine actually how much money hit their bank account. If they don't know their placement rate, they're probably not tracking it, and they probably don't have a high placement rate. Love you guys.